grade 3. Today we're going exploring in the tropical rainforest. I want to learn a lot about the plants and animals in the rainforest, so I had to bring a guide with me, and he's also an expert. We're starting our exploration from a real-life magic tree house. This banyan tree will be the portal to our exploration. Here's Chris.
Hi, I'm Chris Lum. I'm the restoration biologist with Oahu Army Natural Resources, and today I'm going to take you on an adventure.
Come on, let's go!
Chris and Miss Carrie had entered a portal that has only one way out, and they can't do it alone. They'll need your help answering questions to move through the 4 layers of the rainforest. For every question that is answered correctly, Chris and Miss Carrie will move through 1 layer of the rainforest until they're home free. They're about to arrive at their destination, so make sure to keep your eyes and ears open because you never know when you might need to answer a question.
We're in the Hawaiian rainforest.
Wow! Look! The bottom layers of a rainforest are gooey and wet and muddy. Ooh, so squishy. I'm noticing that many plants and animals call the forest floor their home. I hope Chris will show me some cool plants only found in Hawaii. So Chris, there's this crazy looking thing. I see ferns, but why does it look like there's caterpillars curled up inside?
So that is the fiddlehead of this giant tree fern. This is a native plant species. They're only found in Hawaii, and they take a long time to grow. They only grow 1 foot every 10 years.
1 foot every 10 years, wow.
So this thing is probably 20 years old.
20-year-old fern. Cool. So here's a question. How tall would you be if you were a tree fern?
Stop! Rewind time!
And they take a long time to grow. They only grow 1 foot every 10 years.
1 foot every 10 years, wow.
Stop! Question time! Congratulations, you've answered a question correctly. Chris and Miss Carrie are 1 layer closer to coming home. Now that they've moved from the forest floor to the understory layer, let's see what happens next. And remember, pay attention.
So the Hawaiian forest is so diverse that I'm not an expert in everything. So I brought another friend. This is Sebastian.
How's it going, kids?
So what are we looking at here, Sebastian?
So a lot of native forests, especially in the wetter areas, you wouldn't have seen as much bare dirt. So typically it would have been covered with a lot of mosses. So, and there's all sorts of different types, like this sort of evergreen looking one. I mean, the diversity here in Hawaii is pretty neat. So if you, and especially as a little kid, it's neat because it's right up at your face. You don't gotta look way up in the trees, right? They're at the ground. So this one, the other neat thing about mosses is you see a lot of baby trees growing in them. So for example, you have like this little ohia. And let's see, there's another ohia here. And then here, these are baby hame
Oh, look at that.
right in there. So even though mosses can be overlooked and sort of just trampled and not thought about, where you see a lot of mosses is a sign of a healthy forest.
Very cool. Thanks.
Yep. So a common tree in Hawaiian rainforest is ohia lehua.
What is it? Can you say that slowly? Ohia lehua.
Ohia lehua.
Try saying that 10 times fast.
This is one of the dominant canopy trees in native Hawaiian rainforest. And what's also neat about it is it tends to have pretty luxurious growth of different bryophytes. So the same mosses that I had spoken about earlier. What's neat with it being on the tree is when it rains, it really helps slow down the water, and you actually get less erosion and runoff. So again, in healthy forest, the trees, the soil, it's more like a sponge to help retain that water. So you're not just losing it straight into the ocean, choking out coral reefs and things like that. So if you're looking at a healthy rainforest, you're gonna have ohia trees that look almost furry.
So, if the roots and moss absorb the water and stop it from running down into the valley and then out to the ocean, how does the ohia lehua keep the ocean clean?
Stop. Discussion time. Great job, you answered right again. And now Chris and Miss Carrie are moving on up to the tree side, meaning they're headed from the understory to the canopy layer. There are lots of birds, mammals, and reptiles that call this layer home. Hope they're not afraid of heights.
Okay, so here's a really cool plant. This is the Clermontia kakeana, also known as ohavai in Hawaiian. And it's a really cool plant species because it comes from a family with a single origin that has radiated into hundreds of different species, and this is one of them. As you can see, the flowers are kind of hook-shaped, kind of like a bird's beak. Now, can you imagine what pollinates that?
Stop. Matching time. You did it! That's the last question. Now Miss Carrie and Chris are free to leave the rainforest. All they have to do is make their way to the return portal. What's that? They're not done exploring and don't want to leave yet? Well, let's catch up with them then and see what's so very interesting.
Shh, grade 3. We're looking for birds in the canopy now. Chris, what do you see?
Well, I can see an apapane and an amakihi.
What do those look like? What should I be looking for?
They're small honey creeper birds. The apapane has red feathers, and the amakihi has like greenish yellow feathers.
We got to see some birds native to the Hawaiian rainforests. Chris tells me that there used to be many more birds. But just like in the tidal ecosystem that we learned about during our mangrove exploration, rainforest ecosystems are threatened by invasive species all the time. And one of the most destructive forces in rainforests is...
So here we have some invasive plants. This is a ginger, and it's not supposed to be in the Hawaiian forest. So volunteers have pulled this out.
So this is an invasive species like the mangroves, right?
Yeah.
In Hawaii, and like the red mangroves. And why is it invasive and how did it get here?
So it's invasive because the root mass doesn't die very easily and it spreads pretty quickly. So the gingers got here because people brought them.
Why? What people?
Before the idea of protecting native forests was important, people brought over these things because they thought they were pretty.
So people would come on boats to Hawaii and they'd think, I want to plant this thing, so I'm going to bring it over with me.
Exactly.
And that's how a lot of the invasive species got here.
Yep.
Correct? I think we're on our way out of the portal. I'm still marveling at how beautiful the rainforest is. Trees like the ohia lehua can defend against erosion and other natural threats, but the rainforest plants and creatures are defenseless against bulldozers and chainsaws. With the threat of destruction from both the inside and out, the work of people like Chris and Sebastian is more important than ever to make sure the world's rainforests are around for a very, very long time.
Stop. Bonus time.
Can you remember what the new frond of a tree fern is called?